My name is Sonia Ross, and I am a spiritual psychotherapist, intuitive messenger, and author. Welcome to my channel, where my mission is to bring healing, light, and divine wisdom into your life. Through transmissions, ascended teachings, and guided meditations, I support you in reconnecting with the multidimensional light within. If you're on a path of spiritual awakening, deep healing, and expansion, I invite you to subscribe and journey with us as we raise our consciousness together. The message I will be sharing with you today is part of my private channeling practice with my guide, Amel. It has been edited for clarity. Before we receive today's message, let's set up a bubble of safety and protection for all those who will listen to this and interact with this video now or at any point in the future. Let us begin by taking 3 long and slow inhales and exhales. In slowly through your nose, exhaling audibly through your mouth. With each inhale and exhale, release all that no longer serves you in this moment. Tension, fear, worry, anxiety, shame, or anything else that is unnamed within you. From this place of calmness and peace, I want you to focus on the center of your chest. And in the center of your chest, I want you to see a glowing ball of light. This light is the light of your heart and soul, and it is glowing, warm and peaceful, and filled with love. From the glowing light of your heart, I want you to see a beautiful glowing cord extending from your glowing heart straight up through the top of your head. This beautiful glowing cord extends from your head through to the sky and beyond planet Earth. It goes up through the solar system and the dimensions, going higher and higher until it reaches the source of love in the universe, the central galactic sun. From here, at the central galactic sun, plug in your light cord. Feel your cord now pulse with unconditional love, acceptance, and peace. Now see another cord extending from source and down through the galaxies and dimensions, back down into the earth and into the top of your head. You feel this energy cord now flow back into your body through the top of your head, and you plug it back into your heart. Feel your heart pulse and vibrate with the source of divinity and love in the universe. Now from your heart, extend another light cord from your glowing heart down through the base of your spine. It goes through the base of your spine, deep into Mother Earth, down through all 4 layers of soil and rock to the center of the earth where her crystalline heart lives. Here at her heart, in the center of the earth, plug in your light cord. Feel her heart pulse with the unconditional love and strength of Mother Gaia, and thank her. Now, from Mother Gaia's crystalline heart, extend another light cord back up through the layers of earth and up through the base of your spine. Plug your light cord back into your glowing heart. Now from this space, notice the energy of Source above and Gaia below pulsing through your body and meeting at your heart center. At your heart center, these energies are meeting and dancing with each other in a beautiful golden light. Now see this golden light expand, the light of your own sacred energy with that of Source and Gaia, expanding until it fills your entire body. And from your heart, you see this glowing energy expanding out in front of you about 6 feet. It encircles you in all directions, front, back, above, and below, creating a golden bubble of protective light all around you. Your golden bubble of protection is 6 feet all around you and 6 inches thick. Your bubble is beautiful and comfortable, and you are completely safe within it. Only beings who have your highest good, love you, and have compassion for you can be in this space now. All other energies and entities must leave your space immediately. From this space, from this place of safety and love and protection, you invite into your bubble your angels, your higher self, your spirit guides, Source, Gaia, Archangel Michael, and Archangel Raphael. They are with you to love you, guide you, and support you during this experience. All other energies and entities that are not in alignment with these frequencies and intentions must leave this space immediately. Take a deep breath in and release it. Notice the beautiful layer of protection you have created for yourself as we begin this journey to listen to this channeled experience. Hello, Mel. How are you today? I am well. I am well because I am in the blessed light of the source of creation. The blessed light of the source of creation, the light of divine love. What would you like to speak about today, Amel? Do you have anything you'd like to share? Any messages for me or for humanity? The world may be in chaos, and many are wondering, when will the chaos end? But see that there is a silver lining in the chaos, a birth of a new version of humanity, a new version that will be inexplicable for those who exist now. This time is fraught, but it comes with many sincere blessings. The blessings of a burgeoning unity, a flowering of love, the dismissal of hate, inner reconciliation with all old wounds. All births are challenging, especially for humans. It was in your immaturity that many assumed that the birth of the new earth would be a process of pure light and the equivalent darkness would not rise. The equivalent darkness has to come forward for the light that humanity has requested to come onto the planet. For years, the new earth has been heralded as the second coming of love and peace on the earth. But there can be no love and there can be no peace until there is reconciliation across all wounds, amongst all people, so that the wounds of division are healed and the masters who created the divisions are brought down. So in the midst of chaos and fear, there is a silver lining. This silver lining is that humanity's request was answered, that their desire to feel whole and complete and know the truth is coming, and it is on its way. It has arrived in some more than others, but the seeds of this new consciousness are being embedded in humanity as a whole, and it can be seen in the things that are taking place. The movements of consciousness toward the earth, the movements of consciousness towards animals, the movements, clumsy though they are, towards racial reconciliation. Things are clumsy now, but they will smooth out as more and more people go into their heart, where the true healing occurs. When the true healing of the heart occurs, things will not be so clumsy. As far as these reconciliation movements, these movements towards being stewards of the land, stewards of the animals, understanding that the animals are not beings that need your complete protection because they have a consciousness of their own. If they are left up to their own devices and not preyed upon, many of them can use their collective consciousness to steward themselves into safety and greater self-awareness. Well, I think as it pertains to animals, people are just I think it's like what you said. When people are healed in their own heart, they can see things in a different way. Their attempts, like you said, to steward the animals, steward the lands, reconcile divisions and things like that won't be as clumsy because they're not operating off of a dysregulated nervous system. They're not acting from a place of their wounding. When they're more regulated and they're not blended with their wounded inner child, these movements will be less clumsy and more effective, in my opinion. You are right, dear one. These movements will be less clumsy and more effective because all true healing begins in the heart. This is how you overcome all divisions, by looking into your heart and really bending towards the path of healing as opposed to the path of external validation. Can you say more, please? When you bend towards the path of healing, you're taking ownership and sovereignty of yourself. You're taking full ownership of your life and your path of healing and reclaiming your sovereignty. Much of the clumsiness and confusion you see on earth is because most have been avoiding this, thinking they can skip over it because they are fearful of what they will find or what it will say about them. Our message to those who fear the inner path of healing, who fear bending towards the path of healing, is that external validation is not what will save you. It contributes to a false identity, telling you that you are something that you are not. It tells you that you are not worthy because you clumsily say the right things or take on certain tasks or certain mantles and say, this is the thing I care about, and I'm going to do this thing and dive into it with such passion. If your passion is able to help in certain ways, that is wonderful. But underneath the clumsy artifice, the truth of your being still needs to be addressed, which is that you have to take care of yourself. You must remember who you are as a sovereign being, a multidimensional light in a beautiful universe. Because if you only focus on the external and exclude the reconciliation within yourself, you will become antagonistic towards those who do not feel the way that you do. Those people who are not as invested in the animals, those people who are not as invested in the earth, those people who are not a part of the movements you say they should be a part of. But with true inner reconciliation, you understand your own multidimensional light and that all those things you do externally may help some and may bring solace in certain ways. But the ultimate truth is that all true solace begins in the heart. This is not about going to a mountain. This is not about isolating yourself from society. This is about understanding that you have to have 2 feet on the earth and that you need to walk upon the earth, doing what you're called to do in your day to day. But understand the the true reconciliation of your heart is where you will see the most profound changes and differences in your life and in the world. But hiding from your shadow continues to play the game of division, the game of polarization, the game of lies being continued to be fed to you, and them being called the truth. When your heart is healed, the vibration of this frequency is higher. Therefore, you can be more discerning in the light of the truth, and you will not be easily manipulated. Those who believe that they are the puppet masters rely on your shadow being uninvestigated. This is how they control you, by speaking to your shadow. They use the voice of the shadow to connect with your ego. The ego is a defense mechanism to navigate a hostile world. The ego is a defense mechanism to protect you from more pain. On our side, we do not view the ego with the demonization and projection that other paths have spoken about. The ego is a defensive structure. It is a defensive structure that the human personality forms to navigate and live in this world. But it is a defense structure that is out of balance because it is not aligned with the light. It feels that it is all there is, and therefore it must do everything it can to protect itself. This is the majority of the chaos you see in the world from this ego, the ego that has a role as a defense mechanism for humanity, for the individual personalities, but it is out of balance because it has been relied upon too much. And the things that would have brought the ego into balance were withdrawn from humanity as a means of control. When I was going to New Thought churches, they always referred to the ego as edging God out. This is not entirely accurate. The ego is a defense structure. Its intention is not to edge God out, but is not something that can just be released through thinking. The ego has to be brought back into balance through feeling, through connecting with the heart center, through bending towards the path of healing and inner reconciliation. This is what brings the ego into balance. This is what lets the ego know that it's safe to lower its guard and release the fortress it has had around the human personality for many, many years. Embedded in centuries of trial and turmoil and trauma, embedded in ancestral family patterns and things of that nature. So the ego is not evil. It is just a defense mechanism that is out of balance, but it can be brought back into balance with the light of love. But that also means that the light of love is there to uphold the truth of who you truly are. But humanity, on an individual basis, must address the healing that is inside of themselves and their own sovereignty. Reflecting on their multidimensional nature, understanding where, from the unhealed places in their heart, they have misstepped, they have wounded, they have accepted being wounded in the furtherance of hiding from the truth of their being, allowing themselves to be open to manipulation and control. Once you've gone into your deepest shadows and looked and found that underneath the shadow, underneath the thing that you most feared, was the light of what you call God, the light of Source, benevolent and kind, the light of Source, truly waiting to welcome you home. And when we say home, we mean back to yourself. There are many on your planet who are beginning to realize that you do not have to leave your body to be connected to Source. You can have your feet on the earth, continue to live as you do, and still be connected to the divinity within, the oneness with Source, the love of all in the universe, the creator of realms and dimensions. This is not pie in the sky or fantasy. This is what can truly happen when you devote yourself to the oneness that is within you. But going within requires you to call on your inner bravery, on your inner courage, and to work with your shadows that tell you not to look in those corners and to not look within. Find your bravery. Find your courage. It is there. You are a human. You would not have come into humanity to have these experiences if you were not brave. All souls who choose to incarnate in the physical structure are very, very brave. You are warriors. You are warriors of light. Don't let the manipulation of others who seek to demonize different factions of humanity stop you from remembering your true power and remembering that you are all one in humanity, brothers and sisters and family, who chose to come into these different vessels for different experiences. The experience of waking up to the one love that is within. But the demons of manipulation who are on your planet right now, they are the architects of confusion and chaos. They want your shadow to stay intact so that they can continue to feed off of it for control. But they are losing. That is the good news. They are not winning, and their power feels weaker, and they can feel it. So it is a glorious day to see that humanity is rising, but there is still more to be done. They are not winning, and they will not win, but humanity still has much work to do as it pertains to bending towards the process of healing within and not allowing these shadowy figures to use your internal pain, wherever it comes from, as a tool to manipulate you. This is how they have been able to hijack humanity for so long. They have caused much of the pain, much of the trauma, and the division, and the evilness that is unfolded on your planet for millennia. And they kept that pain constantly activated. They knew how to control you by constantly keeping you in a place of pain and fear. But now the light is winning. Humanity sees itself more clearly. It is rising from the ashes of centuries old suppression and seeing that it is worthy of peace and love. But on your planet, peace does not come with ease. Peace comes with work. You do not have to earn the right to be peaceful. You deserve it. It is part of your heritage and your birthright. But in this dimension and frequency, it comes with work. You have work to do, but this work is inner work. It is the work of healing the pain of the individual, the pain of the collective, and the pain that runs along your ancestral lines. When these things are addressed, the manipulators cannot continue to harvest it to control you. They cannot prey on the centuries-old regressive thinking of ancestors who themselves bought into the hate and used hate as the source of their own power to inflict harm on others. This is a wound that individuals need to address in their own hearts and in their own lineages. But do not be afraid of it all. Humanity has complex ancestral histories and narratives, complex individual experiences, but the complexity doesn't matter. You are a multidimensional being, and you can deal with anything that life throws at you. So never fear turning towards the shadow. Never fear looking into your heart. Never fear honestly feeling into the things that have happened collectively in certain groups and ancestrally that hurt individuals, collectives, and caused harm. It is deeper than saying, I'm sorry. It is about understanding of the healed heart and understanding why those then and those now made certain choices from a place of wounding and aligning with hatred as opposed to aligning with love. Because your ancestors were being fed upon as well, the way they are now. They were being fed upon and they were being used as a currency, an energetic currency for the masters of your planet. And when we say masters, we do not mean in a genuine sense. This is just how they viewed themselves. They are pseudo masters, evil people in disguise as powerful people. But now on your planet, in its current dispensation, we are so proud to say that you are seeing through the fog. You are seeing through the illusion. You're seeing through the confusion, and their tricks no longer work. And we are so proud of you that you're seeing through it all now. You're seeing your own humanity as a family and embracing that spirit of family. And again, it is still clumsy, but as more focus on their heart and continue to heal, things will smooth out. And the resonance and the way it is enacted and put forth will be better and continue to improve. But this is a huge seismic shift in the frequency of humanity. And we are all so proud of you because you have turned the tide of darkness, and a tide toward light and sovereignty, and remembering while in your physical bodies who you truly are. When this happens, they are weakened and they can never take hold again. And we are so happy to say this right now. Well, thank you, Hamel. This was a very, very interesting message. We are so glad we could share it with you today. It is an honor to continue to have these communications with you and to help support the rising of humanity and their expansion into love and to true knowing. Now that we have heard from Amel, let yourself settle into this moment. Close your eyes and begin to breathe deeply in through your nose and out through your mouth. Feel your breath drop into your heart space. Allow the inhale to nourish you and the exhale to soften you. Let your body relax. Let your shoulders release and let your jaw unclench. With each breath, you are arriving more deeply into yourself, into your sacred now. Imagine now a warm and steady light beginning to radiate from the center of your heart. It is golden. It is gentle. It is powerful. This is the light of your own heart, the place where your healing begins, and the place where all truth lives. Feel this light expand with each breath, growing outward through your body until it surrounds you in a field of peace. As you rest in this field of light, you are invited to turn inward, not with fear, but with courage. Not to judge what you find, but to embrace it, to see the parts of you that have been hidden, the parts of you that have been wounded, and the parts of you that were shaped by pain or protection. And with the power of your breath, offer these places your presence, your tenderness, and your love. There is no need to fix, only to feel, to witness, and to allow. This is the beginning of true reconciliation. As you continue breathing into your heart, you may notice old beliefs beginning to loosen. The belief that you are not enough. The belief that you must earn your worth. The belief that you are separate. Allow those old stories to dissolve in the light of your heart. You no longer need them. They were formed in survival, but you are here now, safe, held, and whole. Feel into your sovereignty, not as an idea, but as a felt knowing. You are a divine being. You are a multi-dimensional light, worthy of peace, worthy of truth, and worthy of love. Let that remembering settle into your bones. And now, send this healing frequency into the collective. Imagine it radiating outward from your heart to your family, your ancestors, your community, your nation, and the entire human family. See it touching the wounded hearts of others, gently, humbly, like the wind touches a flame. We are all in the process of becoming, and though the world may seem divided, there is a deep current of unity rising. You are a part of that rising. Your healing is the world's healing. Your reconciliation is our collective return to wholeness. Take a deep breath now and feel your feet on the earth. Feel the steadiness beneath you. Feel the wisdom of your body, the knowing of your soul. It is safe to heal. It is safe to feel. It is safe to remember. You are the light you have been seeking. Take one final breath and return slowly to your body. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes. You are here, you are whole, and you are deeply, deeply loved. My name is Sonia Ross. Thank you so much for joining us today for this channeled message from Amel and guided meditation. May it bring you peace. If you resonated with this message, consider subscribing to our channel for more messages and healing videos as this one. Peace.